Okay. So in the previous classes we discussed RH criteria. RH criteria. What is the main significance of this criteria? What is the purpose of this criteria? What is the main purpose of this criteria? To find the closed loop system stability. Closed loop system stability. In RH criteria, we discuss case 1, case 2, and case 3, and we have solved a lot of models, right? To find the stability of the system, or to find the range of stability, or to find the frequency of oscillations, right? Isn't it? So we have solved a lot of models while discussing on Routh-Hurwitz criteria, right? So now it's time to discuss about some plots. The plots, we have different plots. Root locus is the first one. We have Bode plot. We have polar plot and Nyquist plot. Okay, so we have polar plot and Nyquist plot. So the main purpose of these three plots also to find the closed loop system stability, right? So the main purpose of root locus also, we need to find the stability of closed loop system, right? Initially we use RH criteria which is analytical method, mathematical method to find the stability of closed loop system. And this is the graphical procedure. These are the graphical plots which we are using to find the closed loop system stability. Closed loop system stability. And one more thing, the limitation of RH criteria, we can't exactly find the location of the roots on S-plane. Location of the roots on S-plane. And we don't know exact location. With the help of RH criteria, we are not getting aware of where the exact where the poles are exactly located. But with the help of root locus and Bode and polar plots, right, we'll find the exact location of the roots, right? So actually, suppose if you take any characteristic equation like this, so after solving this stability of this system using RH criteria, generally we are commented like this. Generally, like how 3 roots are lying on the left hand side, 2 roots lying on the right hand side, and 1 is on imaginary axis, or 4 on left hand side, or 2 on right hand side, or all the 6 roots on left hand side, right? Like this we are commenting, right? But we are just commenting located on left hand side, are located on right hand side, are located on imaginary axis, but we don't know the exact location of these poles, right? But with the help of these three plots, we are finding the exact location of these poles of a closed loop system on S-plane, right? So the main purpose of root locus is finding the stability of a closed loop system. And one more purpose, finding the value of K for stability and marginally stability. Value of K for stability and marginal stability. Same problem we'll discuss in RH criteria also. Find the range of K for stability, find the value of K for marginal stability, right? from knowing the value of k, exact value of k for marginal stability, we are finding the frequency of oscillations. Frequency of oscillations, omega radians per second. This is also one of the purpose of root locus. First one, finding the stability of closed loop system. Second purpose, finding the range value of k for stability and marginal stability. Finding the frequency of oscillations, radians per second. And one more important one is for finding relative stability. For finding relative stability, it's a very important topic. Relative stability is a very important topic, right? Relative stability is not which explains about the location of the poles, how long this location of the poles are away from the stability boundaries, away from the stable boundaries. Suppose if you are saying, right, this entire region is stability region, right? The system is stable in this region, and in this region, that is right hand side of S plane, the system is unstable, right? So suppose if a pole is located here, the pole is located on imaginary axis, right? So if a pole is located on an imaginary axis, so what we are saying, so there will be a fluctuating condition will appear at these positions, right? Because of the system, I mean situation or other constraints, these poles maybe fall into unstable state or maybe fall into stable state by changing some changes to transfer function. We can move the poles which are lying on the imaginary axis to right hand side or to left hand side, right? So the relative stability explains how far your poles are away from the stability boundary, how far your poles are located away from the stability boundary. That explains relative stability, right? And we know the absolute stability. Absolute stability means whether the system is stable or not. That's what it is telling. Absolute stability is telling about whether the system is stable or not. But relative stability is explaining about how far the roots of the characteristic equation or poles of the transfer function are away from the stability boundary. Stability boundary, right? So we are finding relative stability with the help of root locus, and you will get more clarity on relative stability while solving the problems on root locus. While solving the problems on root locus, you can get the more clarity on relative stability, right? So that means the what is relative stability means how it discuss the about the location of the poles, how far they are located from in verge of stability boundaries, So we have one more purpose of root locus, that is we have to find the we have to find the value of k. We have to find the value of k for undamped, underdamped, overdamped, and critically damped systems. So we are finding value of k. We are finding value of k for undamped system, underdamped system, overdamped system, and critically damped system. So these are the total 5 purposes of root locus. The first one, stability of closed loop system. Second one, value of k for stability and marginally stability. third one, frequency of oscillations, omega. Fourth one, RS, relative stability. Fifth one, value of K for undamped, underdamped, critically damped, and overdamped. So these are the five. For these five purposes, we are using root locus. Right? So initially we discussed RH criteria, right? With the help of RH criteria also, we find stability of the system. We also find the value of K for stability and marginal stability. We also find the frequency of oscillations, right? And we are also finding the absolute stability. What is absolute stability means? You can comment whether the system is stable or not. So by observing the elements of the first column, that is A0, B0, C0, D0, and E0, F0, if there are no sign changes in the first column elements, we are saying the system is stable. If there will be sign changes, what about the system stability? If there will be any sign changes, what about system stability? What about system stability? If the sign changes are there in the first column elements, system is stable or unstable or marginally stable? Unstable, right? So we are directly telling the system is stable or unstable based on the elements of the first column. That means the way how we telling how we are identifying system stability is the concept is called absolute stability. That concept is called absolute stability, right? To find the absolute stability, RH is the best method. RH criteria is the best method to find the absolute stability of the system. But to find the relative stability of the system, relative stability means how far the poles located on x-axis or imaginary axis or right hand side are far away from the stability boundary. That explains the concept of relative stability. The root locus is the best method to find the relative stability of the system, right? అంటే మనం ఏం లేదు, ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే మనం సపోజ్ చెప్పుకుంటే ఒక డివైస్ రిపేరింగ్ కండిషన్లో ఉండి అది ఐ మీన్ ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ డివైస్ ఏదైనా సమ్ ట్రబుల్ ఇస్తూ చివరికి అది ప్రాబ్లం అయ్యి షట్ డౌన్ అయ్యే సిచ్యువేషన్ వచ్చింది. షట్ డౌన్ అయ్యే సిచ్యువేషన్ వస్తే మనం ఏం చేస్తాం, దాన్ని రిపేర్ చేయించి మళ్ళీ వర్కింగ్ కండిషన్లోకి తీసుకొస్తాం, రైట్? ద సేమ్ థింగ్. ఒకవేళ పోల్స్ మీరు ఇమాజినరీ యాక్సిస్ మీద ఉన్నాయంటే పోల్స్, దేర్ మే బి ఏ ఛాన్స్ ఆఫ్ మూవ్ దిస్ changing the position of these poles into the right hand side. Whenever these poles are moving into the right hand side, what about the system stability? Suppose if the poles are located on imaginary axis, if the position of these poles change to right hand side, what is the system stability? From marginally stable state to unstable state. From marginally stable state to unstable state. Right hand side move అయిపోయి అంటే ఈ పోల్స్ ఇమాజినరీ యాక్సిస్ నుంచి ఏమవుతుంది, సిస్టమ్ మార్జినల్లీ స్టేబుల్ నుంచి అన్స్టేబుల్ కండిషన్. సపోజ్ ఇఫ్ యూ డూ సమ్ రిపేర్ ఆర్ ఇఫ్ యూ డూ సమ్ మోడిఫికేషన్స్, you can move these poles into left hand side of your S plane. That means the system is moved from marginally stable state to stable state. The same thing. ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ డివైస్, ఎలక్ట్రికల్ డివైస్ తీసుకున్నారు నాన్న, అది ప్రాబ్లం ఇవ్వడం స్టార్ట్ చేస్తుంది, రైట్? దాన్ని మీరు అలానే వదిలేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, పాడైపోతుంది, రైట్? ఇఫ్ యూ డూ సమ్ చేంజెస్, ఇఫ్ యూ డూ సమ్ రిపేర్, ఏమవుతుంది, వర్కింగ్ కండిషన్లోకి తీసుకొస్తాం, రైట్? ద సేమ్ థింగ్. అంటే మనం ఎంత చేంజెస్ చేయాలి, ఇక్కడ ఈ లొకేషన్ లో ఉన్న పోల్స్ ని స్టేబుల్ స్టేట్ లోకి తీసుకొని రావాలంటే ఏమేం చేంజెస్ చేయాలి అంటే మనకి ఒకటి ఉంటుంది కాన్సెప్ట్ యాడింగ్ జీరోస్ యాడింగ్ పోల్స్ అని. Addition of zeros, addition of poles. This is a concept we'll discuss in the next unit, right? So by addition of zeros or addition of poles, we know that addition of zeros, and suppose this is the transfer function, n of s by d of s is the transfer function, right? The roots of the n of s, that is numerator polynomial, are called zeros. The roots of the denominator called polynomial are called poles. By adding these zeros and poles to this closed loop system transfer function, we can make the marginally stable system into stable state, or you can drive the unstable system into stable state. You can drive the unstable system into stable state, or you can move the system stability from marginally stable state to stable state. That's what the real relative stability concept explained. How far the roots or poles are located from the boundary of stable state, and what are the modification we have to do to move the system from unstable region to stable state or marginally stable state to stable state. That's the concept explains that I mean the real relative stability concept explains the thing. And the relative stability, we are finding the best method to find the relative stability is root locus. But the best method to find the absolute stability means we are identifying whether the system is stable or unstable. The best method to find the absolute stability is RH criteria. Okay, right? అంటే ఏం లేదు, RH criteria ఏంటంటే సిస్టమ్ వర్క్ అవుతుందా, వర్కింగ్, system just telling, RH criteria just telling whether the system is working or not working, but it's not suggesting us how to improve the working condition of the system. How to improve the working condition of the system అంటే నాట్ వర్కింగ్ స్టేట్ లోంచి వర్కింగ్ స్టేట్ లోకి ఎలా మూవ్ చేయాలనేది RH criteria ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయలేదు. బట్ రూట్ లోకస్ విల్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ relative stability. That means how we can move the system stability state from unstable state to stable state, or marginally stable state to stable state. Is it clear? What is relative stability? What is absolute stability? All of you, is it clear? What is the advantage of root locus? Is it clear? All of you, say yes or no. Is it clear? What is relative stability? What is absolute stability? Yes, right? What is the significance? What is the main purpose of root locus? Right? The other purposes are similar to RH criteria. Root locus and RH key, the other purposes are same. What are those purposes? Stability of closed loop system. This purpose is common for these two methods. Next, finding the value of k for stable and marginally stability, finding the frequency of oscillations, right? So these purposes are common for root locus as well as RH criteria, but the difference is root locus, we are finding the relative stability, we are finding the value of k for damping and undamping, undamped systems, underdamped systems, overdamped systems, and critically damped systems. Right? Right. And one more difference for RH criteria. What is the data we require? What is the data we require to apply RH criteria? మనకి ఏం కావాలి? Characteristic equation, that is 1 plus g of s into h of s equal to 0. But root locus, Bode, Polar, or Nyquist, we don't need a characteristic equation. The open loop transfer function g of s is sufficient to find the stability of closed loop system. To find the stability of closed loop system the open loop transfer function is sufficient. But for RH criteria, we require characteristic equation of a transfer function. What is characteristic equation? G of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s. This is the transfer function of closed loop system, and the denominator is the characteristic equation. Okay. For RH criteria, we require characteristic equation. For the to plot these plots, we require the open loop transfer function is sufficient. So with the help of open loop transfer function, we are finding the closed loop system stability. With the help of open loop transfer function, we are finding the closed loop system stability with the help of root locus, with the help of Bode, with the help of polar, with the help of Nyquist plot. But for RH criteria, we need characteristic equation. We require characteristic equation to find closed loop system stability. To find closed loop system stability. Is it clear? Is it clear, all of you? Is it clear? Is it
Yes,
clear?
sir.
Right? It's a very, very important root locus. Okay na? I mean, I need a confirmation from you whether you understand or not. నాకు అది కావాలి, అర్థమవుతుందా? Right? Right. Chalo, we'll start root locus. The first plot to find the closed loop system stability. This is the first plot to find the closed loop system stability. Root to locus. So in that we have two words. What is root? What is locus? What is root? What is locus? Okay. So here the root is nothing but roots of characteristic equation. Roots of characteristic equation. Roots of characteristic equation nothing but roots of characteristics nothing but poles of closed loop system. Right? So we know the transfer function, right? Standard transfer function. We know this transfer function, g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s, isn't it? Right? So suppose it is a numerator polynomial n of s, and the center thing is denominator polynomial d of s. So what n of s equal to 0 gives? What d of s equal to 0 gives? Anyone please tell me. If n of s equal to 0, ఇది ఏమి ఇస్తుంది? If d of s equal to 0 చేస్తే ఇది ఏమొస్తాయి దీని నుంచి? Tell me. Tell me anyone please. This is the closed loop transfer function g of s by 1 plus g of s into h of s. Let g of s is equal to n of s. Let 1 plus g of s into h of s is d of s. If you equate n of s equal to 0, if you equate d of s equal to 0, what we are getting from numerator polynomial, what we are getting from denominator polynomial? Anyone tell me? Anyone please tell me what we are getting?
D of s poles, sir.
Right. When you equate d of s equal to 0, we are getting closed loop poles, isn't it? From this?
Zeros, sir.
Right. Closed loop zeros. We are getting closed loop zeros. Okay. So d of s equal to 0, nothing but, I may call these nothing but roots of the characteristic equation or not? Roots of the characteristic equation, Anacha? The roots of the characteristic equation are nothing but poles of the closed loop system, or not, whether it is true or not. Roots of the characteristic equation, nothing but poles of the closed loop transfer function. Am I correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Clear ga vinandi. The roots of the characteristic equation 1 plus g of s into h of s equal to 0 are nothing but d of s equal to 0. What d of s equal to 0? Nothing but we are getting poles. The roots of the characteristic equation are must be poles of the closed loop system. Poles of the closed loop system. Right? So tell me, what is root? What is root? Roots of tell me in root
Characteristic.
locus characteristic equation. Or లేదా ఏమని అంటాం?
Poles of
Poles
closed
of
loop system.
closed loop system. Okay. Locus. Locus. What is locus? It is nothing but path traveled by closed loop poles. The path traveled by closed loop poles. Clear? Root nothing but roots of the characteristic equation or poles of the closed loop equation, closed loop system. Locus is nothing but path traveled by the closed loop poles. Path traveled by the closed loop poles. Okay, is it clear, all of you? What is root locus? Is it clear? What is root? Root is nothing but roots of the characteristic equation. What is locus? Locus is nothing but path traveled by the roots of the characteristic equation, right? Suppose if you are traveling, this is Eluru bus stand and this is our college. This is our college. We have two paths. From Degree College via bypass, we are reached the college, or via Satrampadu and Vatluru, we are reached the college, right? So here root nothing but u. Root nothing but u, right? Root nothing but u. So the roots are traveling to reach like this, to reach the destination. So this is the path, nothing but locus, and u is the root. That means root of the characteristic equation or pole of the closed loop system. This entire combination is called root locus. Entire combination is called root locus. The value of k, that is system gain, is 0 at starting point, and it is infinite at ending point. It is infinite at ending point, and it is 0 at starting point. Finally, the definition of the root locus is nothing but the path traveled by the roots of the characteristic equation. Roots of the characteristic equation are poles of the closed loop system. Poles of the closed loop system by varying value of k, from 0 to infinity. This is that standard definition of root locus. This is the root locus is nothing but the path traveled by the roots of the characteristic equation or the poles of the closed loop system by varying value of k. Value of k nothing but system gain from 0 to infinity. From 0 to infinity. This is called root locus. Is it clear, the definition? All of you, is it clear? Is it clear or not? Is it clear or not? The definition of root locus.
Clear.
Right.